Hey guys, Jake from Michigan here. I wanted to make a really quick video today on a quick habitat tip that you guys can hopefully implement on your property. We have a couple tree crews on our property today, working for the local power company, taking down a few trees, a few limbs. So I thought I would take that opportunity while you can probably hear them in the background working their saws to get my chainsaw out and remove this large cottonwood limb that has fallen down and kind of blocked the deer's path to one of my food plots. I'm kind of fortunate that this happened before the season started and there's a lot of commotion going on, so I can kind of come back here and fire up the saw and remove this limb to open up that movement. But if this happens during the season, like if I got a big tree come down in one of my deer trails or one of my food plot trails, I'm probably going to have to either make a game time decision on whether or not to go back there and remove it or just leave it. And unfortunately, that'll probably cause the deer to detour around it, potentially pushing them too far away from my stand location, so I would miss a shot opportunity. And that's not what we want. You know, we work a lot on our properties to create these opportunities, to create these paths, to try to steer deer, where we want them to. So we do not want anything happening that's going to alter that. But again, fortunately for me, this happened before the season started, so I'm going to be able to cut this up, get it out of here, and open up this food plot trail for the local deer herd. But another thing that we can do on our property, and this is the tip I want to share with you, is we can create a second trail that parallels our primary trail. A lot of times we're hunting over scrapes, and these scrapes are going to have multiple trails coming into them. We're hunting an intersection, and this trail right here leads to one of those scrapes. But what I have done is I actually created a secondary trail leading off of that scrape that is just inside the cover over here that works parallel to this trail, and it leads to another scrape in my food plot. So there are two different ways the deer can get from a scrape back there to a scrape behind the camera. One is this food plot trail right here. A lot of does take this trail, bucks sometimes do too, but I also have a smaller secondary trail just inside the cover about 10 yards that's a little bit tighter that a lot of times the bucks are taking. They're not as exposed right here. They're a little bit more in cover right there, and that trail leads the same place that this one does. So we start at the scrape, just kind of branch off a little bit, and then they work parallel with one another, and then they meet back up again. So if a big limb falls down into your big trail here, or your primary trail, the deer still have a secondary option that's going to still lead them exactly to where you want them to go. So just kind of a little bit of a fail-safe, just in case something does happen during the season, because again, you don't want to be going back to the core of your property mid-season to chop up a limb with the chainsaw, leaving scent, all that sound, they're going to see you. You don't want to add that pressure to your property. So one thing that we do, and this doesn't always work, it kind of depends on topography, how the habitat is laid out in your area or on your property, but a lot of times you can make these secondary trails that parallel your primary trail and lead them right to that same destination, whether it's a food plot or a mock scrape or a bedding area. But that was the quick tip that I wanted to share with you guys today. Hopefully it was helpful. I'm going to get going on removing this limb. Hopefully no more come down. Thanks again for watching, guys, and let us know if we can help you change your property for good.